My beloved child, can you feel the stir of something new rising in your soul? An unstoppable shift. I'm breathing into your life right now. You've walked through closed doors and silent seasons, but today I declare those days are ending and a fresh story is unfolding. Do not look away or delay, for if you miss this moment, you could forfeit the destiny I'm unveiling. Stay with me until the last second, because what I reveal at the end will ignite every dormant dream and launch you into the purpose I designed just for you. You have examined your life and witnessed entire chapters closing in pain, pages marked by disappointment, and stories abruptly halted by betrayal, by loss, by failure. You have silently questioned whether those fractured fragments marked the final verdict over your destiny. But hear me, clearly and unmistakably, they were never the end. Those fragments were fertile soil, from which I am now bringing forth a new narrative. I am actively writing a new opening, immediately, not later, not at some indefinite time, not once you are perfectly ready. I am doing it in the very places you believed life was finished. I am breathing fresh life into dreams that you supposed had died. I am reinstating vibrant colors upon the landscapes of your heart that had withered to gray and dry tones. I am speaking directly into the heavy silence that has settled on your soul, and I am pronouncing that the silence is concluding. The delay is crumbling. Seeds that lay dormant are bursting through the soil. You have endured countless battles. This much is true. Scars remain on your heart, and the fatigue from bearing burdens for longer than you thought possible has weighed you down. Yet those scars do not denote failure. They verify your survival. They stand as evidence that when the storms howled and the ground trembled beneath you, you stayed standing. You persevered. You chose to believe, even when that belief felt absurd, and to hope, even when hope felt so precariously thin. Though you did not navigate it flawlessly, you remained connected to me. That, my precious child, is the reason I am now composing something altogether new. I am not here to fix your old story. I am not merely patching the shattered portions. I am initiating something wholly fresh, something that has never existed before, something mightier than what was lost. I am constructing a narrative infused with redemption so abundant that even your most profound sorrow must yield to my stronger purpose. You will hardly recognize the life that is beginning to unfold, for it will bear the distinct marks of my glory in every small detail. The sorrows you carried will find their meaning in the brilliance of what I am unveiling. Abandon the fear of those empty pages stretching out before you. They are not vacant because you failed. They are open because they are waiting for the story I will write through you. A story unbound by your weaknesses, but anchored in my strength. A story liberated from your past by my promises. A story where splendor emerges out of ashes, and where each wound transforms into a testament of the steadfast goodness of the one who has never let you go. My cherished one, lift your eyes away from everything that once was. Stop gauging what lies ahead by the darkness behind you. Stop ruling yourself out based on the places you have wandered. I do not shape your future from your failures. I compose it out of my abiding love for you. A love that has never wavered for even a single heartbeat. I have witnessed every tear. I have heard every prayer murmured in hushed tones. I have gathered every hope you steadfastly clung to, even when reality urged you to release it. And today I declare this to you. Rise, breathe anew, dream anew, walk with boldness into what I have already prepared. Yesterday's burdens hold no power over you anymore. Regret shall no longer keep your feet tied down. Fear is no longer your boundary marker. I am enlarging the expanse of your life. I am magnifying your vision. I am awakening your soul to the possibilities you believed were forever gone. Trust me as I turn this page. Believe me when I write the words that remain hidden from your sight. Rely on me when I promise that the coming chapter will not replicate the old pains. Certainly, battles will still be fought, but now you stand in victory rather than in defeat. Yes, You will face obstacles, but you shall overcome them with the strength that comes from intimacy with me, rather than by self-effort alone. Understand that you have stepped into a pivotal, holy moment, a moment in which old wounds lose their potency and future promises sprout roots. A place where the old is laid aside and the new emerges, not because of your accomplishments, but because I have decreed it so. You are not stranded amid the wreckage of a lost dream. You are poised at the threshold of something breathtakingly new. Come with me, my beloved child. Turn away from the worn-out narratives. Refuse to rehash prior regrets. Decline to linger at the sight of old disillusionments. I am scripting a new story. Place your trust in the author of your destiny, the one who intricately weaves even the darkest threads into a radiantly brilliant tapestry. This is not the conclusion, it never was. This is the Genesis, personally penned by my hand, sealed with my spirit, and overflowing with promises that shall never fail. You are walking forward into a story of beauty, triumph, and redemption that can only be authored by a God whose love is perfect and whose power to redeem is absolute. This, right here, is your moment. This is your new beginning, and I am crafting it at this very instant, my child. There has never been an occasion in which I gazed upon you and perceived anything other than beauty, worth, and profound lovability. Not even in the seasons when you were riddled with self-doubt. Not in the moments when you questioned your own value. During it all, I was standing right beside you, filled with delight over who you are. Not because you were without error, not because you consistently made the correct decisions, but because you belong to me. That truth alone has always been more than enough for me. I see past the struggles. I look beyond the fears that erected fortresses around your heart. I see through the mistakes that attempted to reassign your identity. I behold your very essence, the spirit I handcrafted, the heart into which I breathed life, the destiny I established before your lungs ever drew their first breath of air. You are not a source of disappointment. You are not an error. You are not a weight upon me. You are my masterpiece in progress. And each brushstroke upon your life is a vital piece of a bigger artwork you cannot yet fully comprehend. For such a significant stretch of time, you've been convinced that your value hinges on triumph or defeat, that your significance rises or falls based on how others perceive you. But hear me now, my cherished one. Your worth has been set in place from the start. It isn't open for debate. It does not diminish with any failure, nor can achievement inflate it. It is grounded in my eternal love, supported by my unchanging nature. I have felt the strain of all your attempts to stay strong. I know the load you've carried silently, the hidden conflicts you fought behind a brave face. I know about the countless nights sleep eluded you, while your heart felt weighed down with questions and trepidation. Through every moment, I was present, closer than the air filling your lungs, embracing you even when you lacked the strength to hold on to me. At no time were you ever alone, not even for a fleeting second. It is not your infallibility that draws me near. It is your heart, the heart that refuses to turn away from me, even in confusion. The heart that keeps believing, even when the horizon is blurred by doubt. The heart that reaches out to me, trembling though it may be. Those very gestures move me more than you realize. I gather these moments like priceless gems. They stir me in indescribable ways. You have viewed yourself through the tarnished lens of your failings, but I see you as redeemed. You have labeled yourself by what you have not accomplished, whereas I see what I am accomplishing in and through you. You are a beacon of hope. You are a vessel that bears my spirit. You stand as a real-life example of grace's power when it is planted in a heart that is willing. I am not disenchanted with you. I am not waiting for you to be more refined, more capable, or more extraordinary. I call you right now, exactly as you are, for I recognize the resilient strength I placed inside you. I notice the spark that withstood every tempest. I see a tenacity that was overlooked by many, yet celebrated in heavenly realms. I do not insist that you patch up your own wounds before approaching me. I request only that you come as you are and allow me to continue the grand work I have started. My child, my designs for you remain unchanged. Neither the detours nor the disappointments, neither the times you feared you had squandered your moment have altered my intention. My plan for you remains vibrant. My promises are as firm as ever. My calling cannot be revoked. I have not taken it back. I have not modified my position. In the moments when it looked like you stood still, I was shaping and preparing you. I was fortifying your foundation for the weight of the glory I intend to unveil through your life. Let go of the inner critic that whispers you are unworthy. Release the imaginary deadlines that insist you are behind schedule. Dismiss the fear that predicts another failure. These voices are not mine. I speak life over you, a life steeped in divine purpose, a destiny assured. Tune your ears to my voice. Allow it to drown out the reverberations of your past. Come closer, my beloved one. Come nearer and take in the melodies I sing over you. Melodies of conquest, of restoration, of new beginnings more brilliant than any ending that attempted to undo you. Find a moment to sit with me, not striving, but surrendering. Permit me to remind you of your truest self. Allow me to heal the places still tender from unspoken battles. Let me infuse courage into your exhausted soul. You stand on the brink of a fresh start, one not contingent on your own power, but on mine. You are about to witness my hand moving in ways beyond your boldest hopes. You will see my promises blaze forth like dawn breaking a lengthy night. You will pass through gateways that once appeared forever closed, and it will not be by your human effort, but by the simple act of trusting in me. My child, the final page of your story has not yet been written. The most exquisite sections lie on the horizon. Entrust the pen to me. Rely on my pace. Rely on my craftsmanship. You have not fallen behind. You are not dismissed from consideration. You stand precisely where you need to be for what I am about to orchestrate. Grasp my hand and let me lead you into this newly penned beginning. Your future is not moored to your history. It is upheld by my promises. Rest assured, I will fulfill every good thing I have started in you. My child, I am aware that there were seasons when your sorrow felt heavier than any strength you possessed. Moments arrived when you questioned whether the pain would persist indefinitely, whether the fractures would be repaired, whether the unanswered questions would ever be resolved. I observed you in those dim corners where hope felt too delicate to keep holding. I heard your inaudible sobs when words seemed inadequate. I took note of each tear, every one a sacred seed falling into the ground of your tomorrows. Nothing was squandered. Nothing was overlooked. Nothing was without significance. It was never my plan for you to suffer, but in a world fractured by sin, suffering is often part of the path. Still, I never permit trials to affect your life without having a purpose in mind. I turn what the enemy intended for your destruction into something that builds you, that shapes you into a sturdier, deeper, more captivating soul. Your hardships never signaled my displeasure. They were, in fact, preparations. They were not proof of my absence, but rather demonstrations of my active presence, forging deeper compassion, expanded wisdom, and a heightened anointing in you. There were depths within you that only heartbreak could access, inner wells of strength that only adversity could uncover, bravery that only emerges when confronted with fear, faith that intensifies only when vision is obscured. I did not send the agony that wounded you, but I walked with you through it. I did not bring the tempest, but I anchored you while it raged. I remained closer than you realized, gathering every fractured piece with a tenderness this world might never understand. You wondered why certain doors were shut, why specific prayers echoed back unanswered, why certain visions faced delays or denials. Here is my response, rooted not in shallow comfort, but in eternal reality. Some doors were closed because they could never contain the scale of the destiny I mapped out for you. Some prayers seemed unanswered because I was unfolding plans far superior to what you knew how to ask for. Certain aspirations had to be revised because they were raised on foundations too frail to uphold what I intended to pour into your life. You believed pain had derailed you, but it was the threshold to deeper reliance on me, a corridor into insights and discoveries you would never have accessed had everything gone according to your initial design. Pain ushered you into chambers of prayer you might have overlooked otherwise. It hollowed out spaces in your spirit that are now being filled with living waters. It swept away the temporary facade to make room for the eternal to grow. At the time, you could not perceive it, but each tear watered seeds of your destiny. Every tearful moment enriched the soil where your purpose would sprout. Every instance of uncertainty led you toward revelations that far exceed the tidy answers you longed for. You were in training, being extended, refined. Your heart was being broadened to carry weightier burdens on behalf of others, to intercede with unmistakable authority, to guide with empathy born from tangible experience rather than mere theory. Where your heart bled, others will soon find healing. The battles that nearly broke you will bloom into stories that release freedom to captives. Your ministry to others will not be from the distant vantage point of abstract knowledge, but from a life that has risen through the ashes into resurrection itself. You have tasted despair's bitterness, so you will carry hope's sweetness like a fragrance that fills every room you enter. This is how I redeem. This is how I make magnificence rise from the ashes. If you could see yourself through my eyes, my child, you would be grateful even for the breaking. You would praise me for the nights that forced you to your knees, for the twilight hours when all you could manage was a single breath of faith, because those were the junctures where your roots sank deepest, where eternity was intertwined into your spirit, where invisible foundations were laid, robust enough to hold the calling I am imparting. You saw yourself as buried, but in reality, you were planted. You feared you were losing, yet I was equipping you with an imperceptible strength. You felt forgotten, but you were safely hidden in the palm of my hand, shaped for an unveiling that is greater than you can conceive. That chapter of hiddenness was not retribution. It was protection, and it was preservation for your preparation. Certainly, sensitive spots remain, as do enigmas lacking immediate answers. But trust that I am at work, and my work is far from over. Trust that what I have permitted, I will transform for good. Believe that I am scripting a story grander, richer, more radiant than any anguish you have endured. Absolutely nothing shall be wasted. Not a single tear is without meaning. Every sorrow, every wound, every heartbreak is being integrated into a tapestry meant to radiate my glory. You are now more resilient due to what you overcame. Your intellect is deeper because of all you have faced. Your capacity for compassion is expanded because of the wounds I have helped you to heal. I am lifting you above the confines that pain tried to impose. You are stepping into a future not in spite of your struggles, but as a direct outcome of what I accomplished through them. Relinquish the bitterness that tries to root itself within you. Let go of remorse that binds you to the past. Set aside the mistaken idea that your pain proved I had abandoned you. I was ever present, and I remain so, beckoning you toward a tomorrow infused with hope, a tomorrow in which even your largest heartbreak will serve a purpose beyond anything you have imagined. Trust me with whatever pain you still carry. Trust me to mend what feels unrepairable. Trust me to harness your story for a transcendent glory that echoes into eternity. You are not defined by your hardships. My love confers your true identity. You are not branded by defeat. My victory is your mark. Hear the truth. The enemy's attempt to harm you is turning into something good. That pain which once sought to bury you will become your platform for declaring my faithfulness. Your soul will sing a new tune, not a lament, but a chorus of triumph. My beloved, The lengthy night you have navigated is drawing to a close. I have observed your loyalty during the silence, your perseverance during moments unseen, your worship during the long wait. Every seed you sowed in tears has been carefully tended. Every prayer you whispered into the darkness was collected in my hands. And now, the earliest light of a new dawn is emerging over your life. The season you have so fervently hoped for, prayed for, and dared to believe in is no longer an unreachable vow. It is present. It is materializing even as you read these words. I am moving in ways you do not yet fully perceive, but soon what was hidden will be spotlighted. That which was beneath the earth will push upward into view. That which appeared indefinitely postponed shall be accelerated at my command. You have wondered if your devotion truly mattered, if your constant faithfulness held any significance. I respond now, yes, it all mattered. Every act of trust, no matter how seemingly inconsequential, has been noted, and I am the one who rewards those who persist in seeking me. You have not worked in futility. You have not believed for nothing. You have not prayed in vain. Watch carefully for the signals, my beloved. They will begin subtly, akin to the first leaf that betrays the onset of a new season. You will sense a shift in the atmosphere. Doors you once found locked will begin to creak open. You will detect my favor resting upon areas previously characterized by resistance. Remain attentive to the connections I orchestrate. Some might appear insignificant, but they are the first droplets heralding abundant rain. Unanticipated opportunities will arise, openings you never fought for, yet which I have divinely arranged. Conversations you assumed lost to time will come back to life in an unexpected manner. Dreams long concealed under layers of discouragement will stir with renewed vigor. These are not coincidences, but my fingerprints, my assurance that my word is awakening and the season of fruition nears. Pruning, too, shall occur, not to deprive you but to free space for more bountiful yield. Certain relationships, tasks, or ambitions that once served you will no longer resonate. Release them peacefully. Let them depart under your blessing. Trust my knowledge of what must remain versus what must be removed, so you can bear the mantle I am placing upon you. Trust in the tremors, for they arise from my hand, creating the necessary room for enlargement. You will notice an acceleration. Events that once crawled forward will now rush. Hindrances that sapped your energy will dissipate unexpectedly. What previously took years could be fulfilled in months, not through your own efforts, but by my sovereign timeline. While you trusted, I have been aligning people, places, resources, and moments. Now, all these elements fall seamlessly into position. Anticipate extraordinary favor. Expect encounters orchestrated by my will. Anticipate answers to prayers you long ago stopped voicing. Expect confirmations that make it plain it is my hand at work. Look forward to stepping through doors you never even noticed before, to receiving invitations you did not manipulate or engineer, to wielding influence you could not possibly gain by natural methods. Yet, as these signs emerge, stay firmly connected to me. Do not let the blessings distract you. Remain grounded in the blesser. Direct your focus toward me rather than the miracles themselves. Keep your heart soft, not entitled. Understand that these signs reflect my goodness, not your greatness. They represent a call to deeper intimacy, not a reason to become independent. This is not a reward for flawless performance. It is the fulfillment of promises gifted to a heart that chose to keep believing through pain, adversity, and near hopelessness. It is a fresh unveiling penned by my hand, a chapter defined by redemption, renewal, and recompense. You will witness my involvement in your household. You will see my touch in your finances. You will behold my activity in your aspirations and purpose. Yet, above all else, you will experience my presence working in your heart, healing, refreshing, empowering you to handle more than you ever imagined possible. The signals are forming now. Seek them with hopeful anticipation, not dread. Accept them humbly, not reluctantly. Celebrate each one, no matter how faint, for each slight development opens the way to even greater wonders. My child, you have waited with perseverance, trusted with persistence, and now you shall see the fruit of what happens when faith meets my faithfulness. The season of waiting is finished. The hour of fruition has arrived. Raise your eyes, open your heart, and prepare to step into the tangible manifestations of everything you have carried in faith all this time. This is your appointed season to witness with your natural eyes what your spirit already sensed was coming. This is your time to stride into the fullness of what I have pledged. This story is far from over. It is just commencing, and it begins with words inscribed by my hand. My child, as you enter the unfolding of the promises I have declared over you, it is critical that you never lose the trusting posture that sustained you thus far. Indeed, doors are swinging open, signs are appearing, the season is changing. However, your daily need to cling to me must now become deeper than ever. You must traverse what lies ahead by faith, not simply rejoice by sight. Keep moving forward, not by your own rationale, but by the unwavering commitment of a heart anchored to my voice. Commence each morning with me. Prior to examining your gains, prior to dissecting your opportunities, prior to replying to any invitation, pause and seek my face. Within my presence, you will discover clarity for your choices, peace for your doubts, and wisdom for the routes you will take. It is by drawing near to me that you will discern which doors I have opened and which are diversions. Not every option arises from me, and your nearness to me is the safeguard that will shield you from deception. Let the structure of your days revolve around my words. Let my promises be the bedrock of your dawn and the reflection of your night. You are not called to drift in response to fluctuating emotions or volatile events, but to move in accordance with what I have spoken. When my word courses through you, it becomes your directional guide if your emotions waver. It stands as your strength when doubts attempt to creep in. It reminds you of your calling when the path extends further than you hoped. Practice immediate obedience. When I whisper, take action. When I guide, yield. When I prompt, trust. Such simple acts of compliance pave the way for bigger breakthroughs. Each time you heed my direction, you solidify the bridge of faith that draws you across uncharted lands. Obedience is not a drudgery. It is a gentle, fitting yoke that ensures your steps remain synchronized with mine. You don't have to have every detail resolved in order to say yes. You simply need to put your confidence in the one who holds the entire story. Remain humble. My favor can usher you into places only I could open to you, yet it is humility that secures your stance once you arrive. Success tests character in ways adversity does not. Guard your soul against arrogance. Remember that all good gifts originate from me alone. Proceed with lowliness, even as I elevate you. Maintain a servant's heart. Love without reservation. Give lavishly. The blessings I shower on you should continue flowing outward, not stagnate with you. Keep your spirit sensitive. In the rush of new breakthroughs, it is easy to grow numb to my spirit. Resist the allure of living independently. Rely on me in every season. Let worship remain central in your daily life. Worship is more than a tune you sing. It is the posture of your heart, the discipline of lifting me high above your circumstances, magnifying my goodness over every obstacle, choosing praise even when your victory is not yet visible. Safeguard your peace with determination. The enemy realizes he cannot annul what I have decreed, so he will try to overwhelm you, scatter your focus, sap your energy. Cling to your peace by staying rooted in my promises. When worry knocks, meet it with faith. When dread whispers, shout my truth in reply. Believe my words over the evidence of your eyes. Lean on my perfect timing rather than your sense of urgency. Peace is not passive. It is a potent defense that stabilizes your inner being. Exercise caution in your relationships. Not every individual is meant to accompany you into this new stage. Some voices will fan the flames of faith within you, while others will feed your doubts. Pray for discernment in knowing who aligns with my heart concerning you. Build meaningful community with those who sharpen your vision, who will stand with you in prayer, who fan into flame the calling I placed upon you rather than smothering it. As I bring new allies into your life, be ready to release those I prune away. Send them off with grace and love. Embrace the new with wisdom. Rest in my sufficiency. I will lead you into endeavors that stretch your faith, and I orchestrate this on purpose. It is my design to expand your capacity. But please bear in mind, you are not meant to shoulder these responsibilities in your own strength. I am your might, your provider, your counselor. On days when the burden grows heavy, come closer to me. Whenever the way seems obscure, remember that I have gone ahead, paving your journey. Celebrate each minor triumph. Rejoice over the first signs of fruit as fervently as you will one day celebrate the full harvest. Gratitude nurtures a healthy heart and positions you for more blessing. Thank me not only for doors that swing wide, but also for the insights gained during seasons of waiting. Thank me not only for your triumphs, but for the resilience shaped by struggles. A heart brimming with thanksgiving perceives my hand at work in the mundane, in the incomplete, even in the overshadowed corners of your life. Above all, never forget that this journey transcends the destination. It revolves around walking in step with me. The loftiest treasure is not the promise realized, but my presence encountered along each step. Let closeness to me be your greatest priority, rather than the gifts I bestow. When you commit to seeking first my kingdom and righteousness, all these other needs are graciously provided for. But the most prized treasure will always be me. My child, you are ready. You have been honed. You have been equipped. Step forward with unshakable conviction, a heart grounded in faith, hands yielded in obedience, eyes intently on me. This newly created beginning I am inscribing calls for your trust, your submission, your devotion. Be certain that I will complete every good work I have initiated in you. My beloved, it is time you perceive yourself as I have always beheld you, not through the shattered lenses of your old hurts, not through the distorted reflections of human judgments, not through the heavy haze of past errors or apprehensions, but through the clear, steadfast gaze of my love that endures forever. You are not who your failures label you. You are not the sum of your fears. You are precisely who I proclaimed you to be from the very start, and nothing in your history has altered this fundamental truth. You are my masterpiece, formed with deliberate care, molded attentively, imbued with sacred purpose, handpicked not because you earned my favor, but because I delighted in calling you mine. Before the world placed its limitations upon you, before life's hardships left scars, I had already etched my identity into your spirit, beloved, redeemed, chosen, triumphant. I know the labels others have tried to pin on you: failure, let down, insufficient, unworthy. But I refer to you by a radically different name. I call you cherished. I call you powerful. I call you appointed. I call you my own. These counterfeit names no longer hold authority over you. I am severing their hold. I am removing every label that contradicts my truth. I am restoring the identity that I breathed over your life long before you even knew the sting of rejection, long before fear spoke its first lies. For too long, you have allowed past events to shape your present. You have measured your worth by flawed metrics, by opportunities missed, by the missteps you took, by the opinions of individuals who never beheld the entirety of who you are. Yet I, the one who sees both beginning and end, have never hinged your value on those fleeting things. I see your spirit. I see your relentless endurance. I see that spark of hope that refused to die, even when circumstances attempted to smother it. Lift your gaze, precious one. You are not an endeavor waiting to be fixed. You are a hidden jewel waiting to be uncovered. You are not an error that requires hiding away. You are a testimony of grace meant to be elevated. I specialize in taking the broken and unveiling their beauty. I honor those who've been scorned. I clothe the weary with fresh might. You are not left behind. You are not invalidated. You are never overlooked. You stand at exactly the right place for all I have set aside for you. Your scars do not exclude you. They actually certify you. They speak of adversity overcome, of hope that refused to bow, of faith that was kindled in the crucible of fire. I make use of those who bear the wounds of war. I work through individuals who understand the taste of heartbreak and still manage to believe. I partner with those who have traversed the valley and still decide to ascend the mountain. My child, cease holding yourself back until you feel prepared to embrace what I am offering you. You are prepared already, simply because I stand by you. You are equipped because my spirit is embedded within your being. You are formidable because my power reaches its full expression in your flaws. You are called because I do not withdraw my calling, and it hinges on my unwavering word, not on your impeccable record. Renounce the shame telling you that you are too broken. Cast aside the regret that insists you squandered your chance. Reject the fear that accuses you of being excessive or insufficient. I am reweaving your narrative. I am recalibrating your heart. I am lifting your head so that you see what I have always perceived. My beloved child, brimming with potential, charged with a destiny that no demonic force can nullify. You will no longer tread as a pauper aching for affirmation, but as a child resting securely in your Father's love. You will speak from a place of spiritual healing, not from your unhealed wounds. You will dream, not from desperation, but from inspired communion with me. You will move forward, not in paralyzing fear, but in resolute faith. You will live not under the weight of your situation, but with authority, for you are positioned alongside me in heavenly realms. This restoration is total. It does not come in half measures. It is permanent, not momentary. I am not offering you an instant of easing your pain. I am gifting you a lifetime of rebirth. I am not merely taping up your fractured identity. I am returning it to its intended brilliance. No longer shall you define yourself by your past trials, but by my vibrant power in the present. No longer shall you view yourself with eyes of rejection, but through lenses of redemption. No longer shall you shuffle with the heaviness of shame, but you shall walk upright, radiant in grace. Hear me now. You are mine. You are chosen. You are sufficient, made so by my limitless sufficiency. You are loved more deeply than you can measure, not for what you achieve, but for who you are. My child, stand tall in your genuine identity. Proceed without excuse or hesitation. Illuminate the world with no fear overshadowing you. Speak with conviction. Offer love without inhibition. You were created for moments just like these. And I, the one who claimed you, will not fail in guiding you through every step to come. This is your authentic self, liberated, complete, empowered by my spirit, secured in my word, shining with my love. This is who you truly are, the individual I have beheld you to be from the start. My child, now that I am raising you into new arenas and drawing you into deeper waters, it is more critical than ever that you stay intimately tied to my heart. Fulfilled promises need intimacy rather than distance. Winning requires surrender rather than self-reliance. The life you are stepping into, a life that transcends old boundaries and past limitations, will demand that you remain closely woven with me each day. You cannot walk in the newness without being immersed in me afresh day by day. Start your mornings by seeking my presence. Before this busy world commands your attention, before the crowd clamors for you, let your heart settle on me, not as mere ritual, but in authentic relationship. Sit quietly. Let me speak first. Let me replenish you before you attempt to pour yourself out. Just a few moments of a surrendered heart at dawn will strengthen you beyond anything hours of striving on your own could ever yield. Turn prayer into something as natural as breathing, steady, ongoing, essential. Engage me in the smallest matters. Welcome my guidance into your plans, your frustrations, your ambitions, your daily activities. I am no distant authority to be summoned only in desperate times. I am your constant companion, your dearest friend, your ever-faithful shepherd. Confide in me about every detail. Stay alert for my gentle voice in the quiet. Have faith that I am far nearer than you suspect. Remain anchored in my word, my child. The days before you will be loaded with opening doors, arising opportunities, brand new challenges that stretch you. For these, you need my living word to navigate each situation. My word is your map and your sword, your safety rail and your endless source. Let it form your perspective before the world tries to shape it. Let it define your identity before doubt infiltrates. Contemplate it, learn it by heart, boldly proclaim it. Let my promises echo more loudly than your anxieties. My word is vibrant, and it shall fortify you when emotions waver and the ground seems to shift beneath you. Be vigilant in protecting your heart. Not everyone you encounter will align with this journey, and not every voice should have permission to speak over your soul. Request discernment. Select your alliances with care. Surround yourself with individuals who lift you higher, who stoke the flames of faith, who remind you of my promises when you feel drained. Isolation weakens, while community strengthens. Seek relationships with those who revere my presence and my truth. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude keeps your spirit soft and your eyes clear. When you choose thankfulness for even the smallest moves of my hand, especially when the grand picture is still hazy, you humble your heart to receive more. Gratitude wards off the entitlement that can blind you, focusing your eyes on the giver, not just the gifts. Even the waiting period can be transformed into a moment of worship through gratitude. Stay humble. The allure of success will tempt you to rely on yourself, but humility will anchor you in grace. Always recall that every open door, every milestone of success, every realization of a vision is a testament to my kindness, not a tribute to your might. Remain small in your own estimation, even as I elevate you higher. Serve others, even when they praise you. Love extravagantly, even if people misunderstand. Give freely, even when you have plenty. My favor finds its safest harbor in a humble heart. Keep attuned to my spirit. There will be times when I direct you toward unexpected horizons. Times when I compel you to speak up in environments you find uncomfortable. Times when I tell you to wait, even if you are eager to run. Sensitivity develops through obedience. Yield swiftly, even when clarity is incomplete. Trust that I possess a panoramic view while you can see but a short distance ahead. Anticipate pushback, but do not shrink back. Every new tier of life brings new adversities, yet you are far from defenseless. You wield the sword of the Spirit, and your faith serves as your shield. You journey under the covering of the Lamb's sacrificial blood, armed with his authority. Stand your ground when resistance surfaces. Declare my word with a voice louder than your fears. Lift your worship higher than your worries. Trust that I have already carved out victories you have yet to see realized. Rest when I whisper that it is time to rest. Move when I urge you to go forth. You are not intended to burn out. You are intended to radiate my light. Rest does not equate to fragility. It is wisdom in action. It is the acknowledgement that I am God and you are not. It is the surrender that says, I will trust in your timing, your direction, your will. The Sabbath is not merely a suggestion for those who are exhausted. It is a sacred pattern for those who are wise. Above all else, keep your love for me vibrant and central, for intimacy with me is the source of all you truly require. Ambitions are wonderful. Success can be uplifting, but none of it matters without me at the center. Cultivate a life where I remain your foremost desire, not the blessings I hand out. If you strive first for my kingdom and righteousness, these other things will organically align. Nevertheless, never forget, your greatest prize will always be me. My child, the path ahead will stretch you, test you, enrich you beyond your wildest speculation. Yet it will also demand that you remain close, that you lay everything down, that you stay firmly planted. Let your life be anchored not in the unstable terrain of fleeting circumstances, but on the unwavering foundation of my word and my nearness. This is how you will enter and inhabit the new beginning I am orchestrating for you. Full of power, brimming with peace, and steady with unshakable joy. My child, heed my voice plainly. The shift you have yearned for, that you have prayed for, that you have waited for, it is not on its way. It has already arrived. You no longer linger in the corridor of delay. You are crossing the threshold of manifestation. The season of preparation, though hidden and taxing, has served a valuable purpose. It was sacred, forging in you a steadfastness and reliance on me that no tempest can steal away. What you carry now, a faith refined by the fires of trial, a hope anchored in the invisible, is precisely what is necessary for the doors I am unlocking ahead. I am introducing sudden changes to your reality. Obstacles that once seemed immovable will begin to budge. Dreams you deemed lifeless will awaken to life. Opportunities will materialize where there appeared to be nothing but a barren field. Pathways will become clear where you only ever saw blockades. The things that lingered in limbo are being accelerated through my intervention. You are entering a phase wherein events will not proceed by ordinary progression, but through divine momentum. Do not be taken aback when my favor envelops you like a protective shield. Do not falter when new doors open that you did not anticipate. These are not random happenstances. They are the unmistakable imprints of my involvement in your narrative. My precious one, I have watched how you stayed true in the unnoticed fields. I have witnessed your devotion when no breakthrough appeared, your trust when signs were absent, your obedience even when the cost felt exorbitant. Heaven has chronicled each of these moments. Heaven has measured every sacrifice. Now, heaven is issuing its rewards, not because you toiled for them, but by my grace. This moment is a harvest of promises kept, not in response to your flawless performance, but in keeping with my unwavering fidelity. Prepare for realignment. Certain elements that once harmonized with your life will no longer fit. Some of your goals will be refined, and a few relationships may be rearranged. Instead of mourning what I remove, trust in the pruning, for it carves room for fruit you have yet to behold. I am uprooting what hinders and placing what aids in your path. I will surround you with individuals who speak blessing over your potential, who pour into you, who run beside you toward the destiny I prepared. You will feel a fresh boldness stirring inside you. This is not conceit, but a holy assurance. You will walk into places that once induced fear. You will address crowds you once felt too small to face. You will carry an authority you previously believed was solely for others. It shall not be by your own might, but by the inflow of my Spirit. A heightened anointing rests upon your life. The words you speak will carry weight. Your prayers will shift the atmosphere. Your presence will affect environments, not because of who you are in isolation, but because of whom you carry within you. There will be moments when the adversary tries to feed your heart with terror, suggesting that you are unprepared, that this calling is too vast, or that you are undeserving. Mute his voice using truth. You proceed not under your own qualification, but under my divine mandate. The doors I open cannot be closed by anyone. The undertakings to which I appoint you cannot be blocked by any spiritual force. I accompany you in each step, each talk, each unfamiliar land you step into. Anticipate abrupt testimonies. Anticipate the answered prayers you had nearly relinquished. Anticipate blessings that appear in forms you never envisioned. Some solutions may look different from what you pictured, but they will always exceed your greatest hopes. Trust my creativity. Trust my schedule. Trust that I know how to intricately weave every component into a flawless masterpiece. You do not merely tread into a blessing meant only for you. You are forging a legacy that carries weight for future generations. What I accomplish in you now will ripple outward to impact the lives around you and generations yet to be born. The battles you have waged were not only for your sake, they were for those who follow in your footsteps. Your personal breakthrough will give birth to a heritage. Persist in a stance of praise. Stay rooted in my word. remain pliable in my hands. Indeed, I am doing something new. Can you not perceive it? It is sprouting even now. I am carving out streams in the wasteland, creating pathways through deserts. The regions that were once parched will become pools of refreshment. Where there once was barrenness, vineyards of life will flourish. Dreams that were presumed dead shall resurrect with fresh vision. Rejoice, my child. The season of sorrow is coming to a close. The season of celebration is dawning. Shake off the weight of your shattered expectations. Lay down the remnants of old grief. Look up and recognize that the King of Glory is acting on your behalf. I am writing a new story for you, and no force of darkness has the power to undo what I am setting in motion. Press forward unafraid. Move with eager anticipation. Walk confidently, knowing that the God who declared these promises is faithful to fulfill them. Your time is now. This is your pivotal moment. This is the inauguration of the greater things I have so often spoken into your life. And this time, you will not need to fight for confirmation that you belong. You will simply walk in and observe as I fulfill every word I have proclaimed. Trust that this new beginning is of my design. Trust the author of your unfolding narrative. I have never once failed, and I will not fail you now. My child, still your heart momentarily and listen intently. I am here, not far, not beyond the horizon, not waiting for you to reach some higher plane. Rather, I am present this very moment, nearer than your very breath. I surround you with my presence, enfolding you in my love, drawing close to the parts of you that have silently yearned for something beyond the ordinary. This is no distant, impersonal encounter. It is a divine meeting. I extend an invitation for you to set aside every burden you believed you had to carry and simply rest in my embrace. To be seen, to be cherished, to be renewed. You have shouldered responsibilities that were never yours to bear. You have worn armor not fashioned for you, armor made of fear, of incessant striving, of self-dependence. I invite you now, lay it all down. Unfasten each cumbersome layer. Remove the masks you felt you needed to wear to cope. Strip away that facade of forced strength. Come to me open, vulnerable, authentic. In your surrender, not in your supposed power. My spirit moves most profoundly. Allow me to attend to those old wounds you have concealed. Let me breathe renewed life into areas numb from deferred hopes. Let me rekindle the dreams you were too terrified to believe in once more. My approach is not to rebuke you for your battles. I draw near to restore you from them. I do not demand flawlessness. Rather, I perfect that which you place into my hands. You do not need to rectify yourself before drawing closer to me. In fact, this closeness is the only true path to authentic transformation. Feel my spirit resting on you at this instant. Sense shame's weight dissolving. Perceive the shackles of regret loosening. Let my love flow like a cleansing river over every exhausted, wounded piece of you. I am not some stern judge scrutinizing your failings. I am the devoted Father dashing out to embrace you, adorning you with garments of righteousness, granting you a ring that signifies your authority, and proclaiming that you are home, you are reconciled, and you are mine. You have spent so much time convinced that transformation must be achieved by effort, that freedom comes from unrelenting struggle. Yet my spirit bestows freedom without you having to labor for it. It is gained through encountering me. Wherever my spirit resides, there is liberty. Liberty from labels that have whispered you are unworthy. Liberty from the oppressive fears that anchored you to your past. Liberty from deceptive voices that claimed your failures erased my promises. Let me renew the way you see yourself. Let me compose a different narrative within you, where self-imposed chains once reigned. You are not who the enemy claimed you were. You are not bounded by your most recent mistake. You are not excluded by the detours you took. I am the one defining your life, and I call you beloved, restored, powerful in me. The same Spirit who resurrected Jesus from the tomb is alive within you, igniting the very depths of your being, summoning life where once death prevailed, awakening confidence where hopelessness once ruled. Breathe in deeply now. Take in my grace, exhale your weariness. Inhale my truths, release the distortions. Inhale my calm, banish the anxiety. Here you are safe, here you are embraced. Here I am forming you anew. This is more than a brief reprieve. It is the commencement of genuine metamorphosis. Real change is not about reconstructing who you are, but unveiling who you have always been in me. It is about peeling away every residue of lies and scars until that radiant self I planted within you shines unhindered. It is about stepping wholly into your identity as my precious child, robed in might, crowned with sacred destiny, brimming with power from on high. Come, my precious one, and let me refill your soul. Let my spirit immerse every thirsty, cracked region of your heart. Let my joy become your reserve of strength. Let my tranquility stand guard over your emotions. Let my presence be your spiritual dwelling place. You were never meant to revolve endlessly in cycles of anxiety or condemnation. You were made to inhabit the gentle, consistent flow of my love, the quiet but unending rhythm of my breath in your spirit. As you walk away from this place of encounter, you will do so unencumbered, stronger, freer, more alive than before. You will bear my presence into every setting you enter. You will become a testament of what heaven's touch accomplishes, how grace permanently transforms, how love truly heals. Pause here for a moment longer, my child. Remain in my presence. Allow the healing to sink deeper. Allow the warmth of my love to touch every hollow corner. Let my truth settle into your mind so firmly that old fears cannot regain traction. I do not rush this work nor show impatience with your growth. I am the potter, and you are my clay. I am shaping you into something divine, something eternal, something imbued with great power. This is the encounter that changes all things, not because your performance improves, but because you finally accept that you are wholeheartedly loved. Not because you strive to earn more favor, but because you begin living from the favor you already have. Not because you fight your battles with more intensity, but because you fight them from a position of victory that is already assured in me. Rise now, my child, and stand in your newness, in freedom, in authority, in the conviction that my living spirit is working and flowing within you. The old is gone, the new has arrived. This transformation is merely the starting point of a life overflowing with my splendor. My child, indeed, the old has departed. The wars you waged, the shackles you shattered, the tears you shed, all of these have culminated in this very instant, bringing you to the brink of something profoundly new, something sacred, something I myself am crafting with my own hand. You stand not at the threshold of a repurposed story, but at the beginning of a fresh narrative, carrying my fingerprint of love and exuding the might of my promise. Refuse to look back. Do not weigh what I have for you by the sorrows behind you. I do not construct your future from the remains of your past mistakes. I build it from my own designs, my unstoppable intentions, and my steadfast promises. Lift your gaze and witness the newness now springing forth. Lift your heart and believe that the best is still ahead, not because you labor for it, but because of my sovereign grace. Go forward fearlessly. Move unbound. Move with the knowledge that I hold you completely, that you are loved beyond measure, that you were chosen for this moment. I have gone before you, making straight the road. I have fortified you for the trials looming on the horizon. I have readied you for the triumphs that are to follow. Your story will not end in frustration, but shall flourish into testimony, a story so remarkable that only heaven could have authored it. You are walking into newness this instant, not in a hypothetical future, not at some distant point, but right here, right now. And I rejoice over you as you advance into everything I have prepared. This is your hour. This is your appointed time. My beloved, you have sensed the stir of new life rising within your soul. Carry this promise with you into every moment. And when your spirit needs fresh revelation or gentle reminder of who you are in me, come back here. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next word I speak over you. Leave a comment sharing how your heart was awakened today and encourage others who long to be remembered. Share this message with someone whose soul needs to hear that their silent yes in the dark has moved heaven itself. Return often to this place of encounter. Let each visit deepen your faith, clarify your purpose, and remind you that I am always here, writing new beginnings in your story. Amen.